Who is the best player from every Euro nation? For Germany, I'm going to go for Wirtz. With 22 goals and assists this season in that Leverkusen side, he's really stood out, and for me, he's going to be very good this tournament. For Scotland, I'm going to go for John McGinn. With 6 goals, 4 assists, and carrying Scotland throughout the whole Euro qualifying, it got to be him. Just like McGinn, I'm going to go for another talented midfielder, and I'm going to go for Dominik Szoboszlai. He's Hungary's best player and even performing for Liverpool. For Switzerland, I'm going for Granit Xhaka. There's a lot of good players like Schär, Kobo, Akanji, but he just sticks out the most for me. He's very underrated and one of Leverkusen's best players this season. For me, Granit Xhaka is Switzerland's best player. For Spain, I'm going to go for Rodri. He's by far Man City and Spain's best player, and he's one of the best midfielders in the world. Chiesa's the best player for Italy for me. In the last Euros, he was sensational, and even to this day, I still think he's very consistent for Juventus. His prime at Italy was sensational, and with players like Chiellini and Bonucci retiring, for me, he's Italy's best player. Luka Modric is Croatia's best player, and he has been for the past 8 years. Euro 2016, World Cup 2018, Euro 2020, World Cup 2022. Every single time he puts on a Croatia shirt, he is outstanding, and he is 100% their best player. With it being his last international tournament, I think he's really going to shine, and hopefully he can perform. For Albania, I'm going to go for Armando Broja. He's actually quite a decent goal scorer. He may not have performed the best for Chelsea, but he's doing quite well at Fulham, and for a team like Albania, they're going to need someone to score the goals, and I think he can do that. In Group C, for Denmark, I'm going for Joachim Mæhle. He's a left-back for Wolfsburg, and he's actually one of the best players in the Bundesliga and for Denmark. The reason I think he's the best in Denmark because his consistency and his performance in the last Euros. This one is quite controversial, but it's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Next up, we've got England, and for me, this one is quite obvious. Despite the likes of Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka, these are all very talented players, but it's always going to be Harry Kane, isn't it? His consistency for England and his goal scoring record is absolutely outstanding. Him in the Bundesliga this season, he's been absolutely killing it, and we need a player with this form, and I think he can do very well and maybe even win the Golden Boot. For Serbia, I'm going for Vlahovic. With 16 goals in Serie A and a very good player for Juventus, he's definitely their best player, and I think he's going to score a lot of goals in the Euros. The most obvious pick for Serbia is Jan Oblak. Been at Atletico Madrid for so many years, and in all honesty, he's the only good Slovenia player. So yeah, that one's an easy pick. For Group D, for Austria, I'm going for Marcel Sabitzer. Played 90 minutes in the Champions League final, and overall a very top quality player, and for me, he's Austria's best player. Next up, we have got France, and let's be honest, it's Kylian Mbappe. Probably the best player in the world right now, and the player who I think is going to be the top scorer in this tournament. France are players like Griezmann, Saliba, Giroud, but let's be honest, Kylian Mbappe is the best player for France. Moving on to Netherlands, and I've actually got Virgil van Dijk. Netherlands have a really good squad with players like Depay, De Ligt, Frimpong, but I think I'm going to go for Virgil van Dijk. He's a very consistent centre-back, one of Liverpool's best players, and definitely Netherlands' best player. Last team in Group D, and for Poland, I'm going for Robert Lewandowski. This man is one of the best goal scorers in all of football, and yes, maybe his form has dipped, but for Poland, there's no better player than Robert Lewandowski. For Belgium, I actually wouldn't go for Kevin De Bruyne. I'd go for Romelu Lukaku. Roma and Belgium's best goal scorer, and overall, he's a very underrated player, and I think he's Belgium's best player. For Romania, I'm going for Dragusin. He's a very good player for Spurs, he's a centre-back, he's Romania, and I think he's going to be their best player in this tournament. For Slovakia, I'm going for Skriniar. He plays for PSG, he's also a centre-back, and I think he's Slovakia's best player, and I think he's going to do well in this tournament. Ukraine's best player is Mudryk. He's a very good player, very good winger for Chelsea. Of course, players like Yarmolenko and Zinchenko are top quality, but for me, Mudryk is Ukraine's best player. The final group, Group F. For Czechia, I'm going for Souček. Probably West Ham's best midfielder. He's Czech Republic's best player. Overall, a very consistent player. For Georgia, I'm going for the Napoli winger. I'm sorry, but I cannot pronounce his name. I've been trying for so long, but I'm sorry, I cannot do pronunciations. You all know who I'm talking about. He's the star man for Napoli and for Georgia. He's going to shine in this tournament, and hopefully because it's Georgia's first tournament, he's going to do really well and they qualify for the round of 16. Ronaldo is 39, he's aging, so for Portugal, I'm going to go for Bruno Fernandes as their best player. He's a very top quality Man United player, 100% their best player. His passes, playmaking, he's a very top quality player, and for me, he's Portugal's best player, and if they've got a chance of winning this tournament, he's going to be the star man. And finally, for Turkey, I'm going for Arda Güler. He's 19, from Turkey obviously, plays for Real Madrid, scored 6 goals, and I think in the future he's going to be a real talent. If you disagree with me, comment down below who do you think the best player for the nation you disagree with. And anyways, like and subscribe, and yeah.